The Men of Watergate, starring Mark Schwartz, Ted Steger, David Khtikian,
and Jim Rozier. The BNN Evening News with Ted Steger.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ted Steger. Today's top story is the Watergate break-in. Here's Mark Schwartz.
We have recovered confidential footage from the CIA that shows the break-in and wiretapping of the Watergate Hotel. As you can see, Bernard Barker is now attempting to wiretap a phone at the Watergate Hotel. As you can see, the burglary was definitely done by professionals. Now back to you, Ted.
Thank you, Mark. As you've just seen, 5 people broke into the Democratic National Headquarters in the Watergate complex this evening. The burglars were James McCord, Bernard Barker, Frank Sturgis, Eugenio Martinez, and V.R. Gonzalez. David Khtikian now talks with the mysterious Deep Throat with an exclusive phone interview.
Hello, Mr. Throat? Yes, this is David Khtikian of the BNN News. I'd like to ask you a few questions. What information did you give Bob Woodward yesterday in the underground garage?
I told Bob Woodward that Mitchell and Hunt are involved in the Watergate break-in. Mitchell planned the whole thing.
Oh, hello? Hello? Mr. Throat? He hung up.
Now we go for the inside story on Jeb Stuart Magruder and John W. Dean. Jim?
Thank you, Ted. Mr. Dean told people to break in. Mr. Dean also set up plumber's operation to stop all the White House leaks. When he was tried, he told on most people. He certainly played a major role in the White House cover-up and was definitely a bad guy. When he was tried, he charged Nixon. He said, Nixon, you bugged the place, and he knew what Nixon was doing. Revealed that the government agencies were used to punish the enemies of the president. In other words, the FBI would go out and beat the president's brother if he tried to sue him. And Dean also served 4 months in jail. Jeb Stuart Magruder, deputy campaign director of the committee to re-elect the president, and was a former deputy director of White House communications. He partially controlled the CRP slush fund, which bribed a lot of people. A federal investigation showed that he got $50,000 from Stan's secret safe. He testified that he read false testimony to the grand jury 2 years before. In other words, the man lied. He said he lied about Liddy receiving money. Now we go to David Khtikian, who's sitting next to me, and I hand him the script. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you, Jim. This is a picture of John Mitchell. He got his law degree at Fordham University. In March 1972, Mitchell resigned as Attorney General. Then he joined the committee. Excuse me. Thank you. He joined the committee to re-elect the president, Richard Nixon. He secretly contributed $200,000 to the campaign. He held many confidential meetings, which he discussed with all people such as Howard Hunt. He also planned the break-in at Watergate as one of those meetings. In 1975, he was found guilty of conspiracy, obstruction of justice, and also perjury. He was the only Attorney General ever to be convicted. Now, back to Ted.
John Ehrlichman served as White House counsel under Nixon. He was the third most powerful man at the time. He approved the bugging of Watergate. He gave orders to Dean, Mitchell, and Stans. He was convicted of conspiracy, obstruction of justice, and perjury. He was an alleged homosexual. He was involved with the destruction of the committee to re-elect Richard Nixon. He was one of the 10 recorded unknowingly by Nixon through secret cameras.
Thank you, Ted. Now, Mr. Mark Schwartz has some secret information, not secret, but information that people have not heard yet, about G. Gordon Liddy. Back to you, Mark.
Good.
Sentencing by Judge Circa. Liddy, 6 years, 8 months to 20 years. Fine of $40,000. Hunt, 3 months, 8 years. Barker, 18 months, 6 years. Sturgis, Gonzalez, Martez, Dean, 1 to 4 years. McCord, 1 through 5 years. Mitchell, Halderman, and Ehrlichman, 3 months to 8 years. Dean served 1 to 4 years. Thank you. Now back to you, Dave.
Back to Ted Steger for a conclusion on this news broadcast.
In conclusion, these men all had some role in the Watergate affair. I find it amazing that trusted public officials can betray their country just for money. And Richard Nixon, the President of the United States, covering up this scandal just for his namesake. Only 2 presidents have ever gone under impeachment proceedings. In my opinion, all the men involved were crooked. Thank you. This just in. Gerald Ford has pardoned Richard Nixon. Thank you for tuning in. Good night.
This has been a BNN News Special with Ted Steger, David Khtikian, Mark Schwartz,